Hello. This feels very weird because I'm filming this video currently at 20 to 7 in the evening because the lighting is still good, and I had done my makeup I won't lie, I have been at a bottomless brunch today, but I'm feeling fine, like I'm not drunk. Obviously I would not be filming this video, but I feel fine to do this video, and I thought, why not, whilst my makeup is done and I look good, make the most of it, because I won't be doing my makeup tomorrow when I was planning to film this, and I can then tidy my room tomorrow. So it all works out well. Anyway, if you're new here, then welcome back. My name is Amelia and I upload book content weekly. And if you're not new here, then welcome back. First of all, if you couldn't tell by the title, this is obviously a wrap-up and TBR. It feels like a while since there's been one on my channel, and I will tell you why. I had actually filmed and edited, I had filmed everything for my June wrap-up and my July TBR. Yeah, Sadly, we're still in the midst of a heat wave. It's getting colder, but it's not as cold. It's still hot outside right now, but the heat wave was extortionate, and I'm still hot right now. Would love to have a fan on right now, but I'm bracing through it for this video because I learnt my lesson. I had my fans on, but I needed it to be near my face because otherwise I wasn't going to feel it. And I was filming down where my new bookshelf is. Yeah, I made that mistake. All I could hear when I was editing was fans more than my voice. I could hear my voice, but I had the fans so much and it was really annoying me. And I was like, if this is annoying me, it's going to annoy you guys. So I decided not to post it. I was like, you know what? And it was going to go up on Silverstone weekend. And so I was like, you know what? If I had time, if it wasn't for the fact that I was going to Silverstone, I would have just refilmed it. I just didn't have time. So yeah, I do apologise you didn't get a wrap up. Should I quickly run through the books I read in June and the TBR for July, just so you have an idea? Let's quickly do that. I'll be quick about it because a lot of them are in videos anyway, either coming up or have been done. So I don't remember the ratings, and I'm not going to scroll all the way down my Fable just to find it. So I'm going to tell you the books I read in June, the books of my July TBR, and then we'll move on. So the books I read in June was The Correspondent by Virginia Evans, The Score by Elle Kennedy, which was a reread, Mile High by Liz Tomfordy, which was a reread, Fury Bound by Sable Sorensen, The Bromance Book Club by Lissa K. Adams, names couldn't see it on this picture, The Chase by Elle Kennedy, Story of My Life by Lucy Score, Phoebe Berman's Gonna Lose It by Brooke Averick, Sounds Like Love by Ashley Preston, and Blue Devil Woman by Sloane Fletcher. So yeah, a lot of them are in upcoming videos, so just keep an eye out on my channel for them. And then my July TBR consisted of Our Perfect Storm by Carly Fortune, Game Changer by Rachel Reed, Slags by Emma Jane Unsworth, How to Write a Love Story by Catherine Walsh, Us Against You by Frederick Backman, Bond, So Fierce and Fragile by Sophia St. Germain, The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, and The 5-Star Weekend by Ellen Hildebrand. So that was our July TBR. Did I stick to that TBR? No. I did read a couple from it, but I didn't read much. So I also am filming this, and we've still got a week of July left, but next Saturday is the 1st of August, and that is when I'll be uploading, and I don't have time this week to sit and film after work or anything. I've just got to I don't have much time this week to do much, so I know today's the only thing I can do it. So please bear in mind there might be two more books completed. My aim is to finish my reread of Keeping 13. I'm listening to that as an audiobook, and I'm about 60% of the way through. We've just had my favourite chapter, and I'm very happy about it. July hasn't been a reading month of reading loads of books, but it has been a reading month of reading good books, supposedly. I averaged, they're actually pretty good books. I've read 6 books in the month of July. I said I wasn't drunk, and I now can't speak. I read 6 books in July, which compared to the previous months before that isn't many. But it's not about how many books you read per month, it's about enjoying what you read. I've hit my reading goal of 65 books. I'm on 71. I've read 71 books now. So for me, now my reading goal is completed. I'm now seeing how much I can exceed that reading goal. So I'm not bothered if I exceed it by 10 or exceed it by 40 or exceed it by 20. I just want to see how much I can exceed it by the end of the year. I'm also about to do an audiobook listen of 8 book series. So Anyway, let's just talk about the books. I started the month off with reading. I need to get it on my in here because most of them I do not have physical. I only have 2 physical out of the 6 I read. First of all, I read Game Changer by Rachel Reed. This is the first book in the Game Changers series, which involves heated rivalry in a long game, and that is why I started it, because I heard so much about heated rivalry and I really want to watch the series, but I don't want to watch it until I've read the book. And I was like, I need to start with the first book. I personally need to start with the beginning and follow it in order rather than doing it interconnected ways. So I have read Game Changer, which is the first one, which is Kip and, oh my god, what is his name? Kip and Scott's story. And I think it was cute. I wouldn't say it's my first, but it's definitely one of the few LGBTQ books I've read. And don't get me wrong, a lot of it I understood. Like, I could understand where Scott was coming from in his way, and I could understand the way Kip was. But it was there was more smut scenes and sex scenes than there was, like, the actual relationship development and an actual storyline plot. And I think I just got a bit like, okay, I felt like it was a bit too long for what it was. I think there was parts that I was like, this is really cute, this is really good, I'm really enjoying this. And then I was like, oh, actually, And I mean, it set up good, and I do like Kip and Scott, and I can't wait to get into actual heated rivalry, which is the next book to read. It is just one of those ones that it didn't stick with me. It's a romance book, and I think romance books are starting to not stick with me as much, because unless they have like a real big pinpoint, it doesn't stick with me, and that's because I've read so much romance, and I appreciate that. But I gave it a 3-star. I thought it was good, and it was a fun read, and it was one of those books that I'm really happy I did read. But I just think it was a nice palate cleanser, because I don't think I read. What did I read more that? We'll move on to the next book I read this month. I had to take a break from the romance and move to a fantasy, so I picked up the 3rd book in the Compelling Fate saga, and that is A Bond So Fierce and Fragile by Sophia St. Germain. Yes, I have a physical book now, and it makes me so happy. I really wanted to get to this as soon as possible, because I realised I read A Tongue So Sweet and Deadly in March, and then I read A Promise So Bold and Broken in April, and then because Ella and Catherine stopped her YouTube and her Discord chat, and it ended, and then we moved to a different Discord group, and we did start it, but a lot of people were like, no, we don't want to, so we just didn't continue the monthly read-alongs. So it got to a point where I wasn't doing it in the monthly thing, and I was just going to pick it up whenever I wanted to pick it up, and I was like, okay, now's the time. Boy, am I glad I did. This was my favourite one out of the 3 so far. I loved it. It was just so good. I think the action started pretty quick, considering the last 2 I struggled with, actually, that's a lie, I loved them. But I felt like I did find the beginning a little bit long and a little bit hard to get into, because it felt a bit boring at the start, and then it got picked up in halfway. This book started off great. It had a bit of a chunk in the middle where I was like, okay. And then it continued off great, and I'm really happy I've read it. And yeah, I cannot wait to get to the final book in the series, because it is a completed series now. The 4th book is on Kindle. It's just not out in... Go away. Why are these kids coming by my house? Just go away! Didn't ask for you. Sorry, Siri came up. Concerning. Anyway, what was I saying? The book, right, the 4th book. I'm really excited to get to it. I've forgotten what it's called. Does it tell me in here? A Fate So Dark and Delicate. I'm really hoping to get to it as soon as possible. Just because I would like to complete this series, because it'd be nice to say I started this and completed it in a year. So yeah. But what did I give this? That's what you were waiting for. I gave it a 4.5 stars. I think it wasn't 5-star worthy, but it was really good and I really enjoyed it. I think if the whole book kept me I was obsessed with it all the way through, yeah, it would have been 5 stars. But I feel there was a chunk in the middle I got a little bit like, okay, I'm a bit bored now, can we move on? And if it wasn't but I did because we got so many different point of views in it, not just our main female character and our main male character. We got so many different point of views, and it was great to get it, because I feel like we got to know each of these characters throughout the book because of it. So yeah, I'm very happy to have read this. The next book I picked up was an audiobook. I listened to the audiobook of One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune, which this book came out last year and everyone was raving about it, and I was like, I need to do it now. And I download, so there was this thing about free trial with Amazon Music, we can get like 3 or 4 months free, and then you pay. So I'll probably cancel it after that because I don't need Amazon Music, I have Spotify. I just wanted the free extra credit, so I had 2 credits per month. So I have the Audible credit and my Amazon Music credit. That's the main reason I did it, because it means I get 2 audiobooks. So I listened to One Golden Summer and I wasn't sure what to expect, because the only Carly Fortune book I've read is Every Summer After, and I was aware that this book followed Charlie, who is our not the main male character in the first book. He's the, I guess, side character in that book. He is a side character in that book, and he is Sam's brother. So I was like, okay, and from what I know from reading that Every Summer After, I was like, oh, I'm a little bit sketchy going into his book. But boy, I actually really enjoyed it. I think it was a really good romance. I think it was done really well. I can understand why this is everyone's favourite, and I actually am so glad that I listened to it. I want to continue reading Carly Fortune books. So, for example, I do want to read Our Perfect Storm. I have it on Kindle, and I do want to read it at some point. And I've also got This Summer Will Be Different, I think it's called. I've got that one on my Kindle, so I would like to read that one too soon. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book. If you couldn't tell, the next book I'm about to say is another audiobook. I did slow down with reading this month, and I'm not really sure what happened or why. Maybe, I think there's a lot of reasons for it. I think Silverstone took it out of me. But I don't really think that much for it. I think it's been a little bit of a crazy month, and I feel like I've just been all over the place, and I've been the heat wave has really taken the fact of my energy out of me, because by the time I get home from work, I would usually go to bed in the evening to want to read, and then by the time I go to bed to do that, I'm too tired to do that. It's crazy. Anyway, the next book was an audiobook of Dear Debbie by Frida McFadden. I was really missing a thriller, and I was currently in the middle of reading a book on my Kindle, so I couldn't pick up a thriller at the time, so I was like, you know what, let's listen to one. I picked up Dear Debbie because I knew it was one of her newest releases, and I was like, you know what, I'm really intrigued. The storyline is really intriguing. Let's go. I wouldn't say this is my favourite Frida book. It was good, and I think it had an interesting storyline and interesting plot twists as per. And I think I say this a lot of the time when I read a Frida book. I don't go in with the expectation it's going to be mind-blowing and the best writing in the world. I go in for a good time, and that's literally it. And I did have a good time with this book. I was really, really intrigued by the plot twist, so I think that says something. But it isn't my favourite. I think the plot twists were a little bit naff compared to some of the other books that I've read. Personally, so I gave it a 3-star, which for me to rate that a thriller 3-star is pretty good. That's like my norm. The next book I picked up actually was an arc that I was kindly given, called Neep and Spring, which is the first book in the Westerly Point series, and it's actually K.H. Jones's debut novel. And by far, I was so happy to get this arc, and I was really excited to read it. I had to read it, obviously. The book comes out on the 7th of August, so literally in a week from when you're seeing this. And it's, well, on Friday when you're seeing this, but it's a really cute romance book. I don't want to talk too much because I don't want to spoil it, because it's not even out yet. But you follow Vivian, who is a chef consultant, and you follow Callum, who is a chef. Callum's restaurant that he's built himself and he owns is kind of struggling, so Vivian comes to try and fix it. And it's just, they have a past. It's like second chance. It's like a second chance romance book. There is no third act breakup, which I love. That's not a spoiler. That's just, she puts that on her promotion stuff, so it's not a spoiler. It's forced proximity. It's great, and I really, really enjoyed it. I actually thought it was, for a debut novel, it was written really well, and I actually am so happy I got to read it in advance of it's coming out. So I gave it a 4.5 stars. And then the final book that I have read, I actually finished this morning, is The Defender by Anna Huang. This book is coming up in a video, I don't know when, I think either maybe in September, if not end of August. I think September. Anywho, I finished this morning and I really enjoyed it. I think this series might be my favourite Anna Huang series, but I could be jinxing it. But I loved The Striker. Absolutely loved it and adored it. And I loved and adored this book. And I'm like, so as long as the third book, to keep or when it comes out, is as good, I'll be happy. I'm really hoping it is because I'm intrigued by the storyline of the characters we're getting in that book because we've had snippets of them in this book. So I can't wait. But I read this and the only reason this is not a 5-star, because I was so obsessed with it that I was like, this could be a 5-star, is I did feel like some things the book went on for longer than it needed to. And don't get me wrong, this is shorter than The Striker, and I said this for The Striker as well. There was I think the book could have been shorter as things got resolved, and if they just cut things out, it could have been just finished quicker. But I did, also was kind of glad things weren't rushed. I did love the book though. That sounds really hypocritical, and contradicting even. But yeah. I really enjoyed this book. I love Vincent and Brooklyn. They are adorable together, and I think it was just so good to get their story. And you still see Asha and Scarlett, who are the couple from the first book, and I loved them. So I actually gave this also 4.5 stars because honestly I think it could have been a 5-star, but there was just things that I think were missing in it. So I'm really happy that I've read it and I loved it, and I think it was really good. So. And like I said, I think it's my favourite Anna Huang series. I don't love the Kings of Sin series. I loved King of Greed. I think I said I loved King of Wrath and King of Pride, but I look back at it, I don't remember anything from those two books. Didn't love those two books, but I think I just fell into the trap of going, everyone else loved it, so I'm sure I loved it. But do I remember anything from it? No. So yeah, the King of Sin series is a DNF series for me. I've actually DNF'd it and I'm not going to pick it up. I have no doubt that I'll be picking it up. I doubt I'll be picking it up even. The Twisted series I did enjoy, but I only really loved the second one and the fourth one the most. So, yeah. Anyway, that is the last book I've read in July. By the time the month is up, I should have at least finished. Where's my Kindle? And I'll show you. Live, Ranch, Love. Now, I can't talk much about it because I've only read 3 chapters. So I can't even tell you what my rating's going to be or could possibly be because I've only read 3 chapters. But I'm enjoying it so far. So hopefully I'll continue to enjoy it and we can have a good time. But that is my July wrap up. Let's move on to my August TBR. Okay, it is time for my August TBR. Now, I'm still going to pick 8 books. Do I think I'm going to get 8 books read this month? No. I actually think August might be a month where I don't read as much as I usually do. I don't even think I've got much going on. I think it's just going to be one of those months that I've got a lot of other things to focus on. I've got my theory test in August and I need to really focus on revision for that. So that's going to take time. I'm slowing down on my content. To be fair, I'm slowing down my content for filming content for YouTube because I'm so far ahead in filming. But I am upping my content hopefully for TikTok. So maybe I won't because I am planning to do audiobooks. I am planning to start the audiobooks for Front of Glasses and actually start from the beginning again. And yeah, because I want to read a series, but I just know I'm not going to want to pick it up physically, so. But I still want to pick 8 books. I have got a holiday in August, and it's not a sitting around chilling holiday, it's an actual city break. So I'll only be reading before I go to bed and like on the plane there and back, so keep that in mind. I've already done that, you can go away. So, for my TBR, I always do a book from my 2026 TBR, a book from a series I'm in the middle of, and then I choose 6 prompts. This month it is from my trusty jar. It's between the jar and the cards. This month is the jar. So, last month was the cards. You obviously didn't see it, but the cards did pick, so it is the jar's time. I didn't want the jar to feel left out if it had 2 months of not being used, so. I'm going to start with, what do I start with? We're going to start with the spinning my 2026 TBR. Let's screen record and I'll quickly go through the ones that are still on there. Try screen record. Okay, so we've still got the Nightingale on there. That's still on there, hasn't been taken off. We still have Roseblood, which I'm thinking I'm going to unhaul. I need to talk to my friend about that because she did give it to me and she was going to be selling her, like, books. And I still want to check if she wants it back to sell herself because they were her books. They're not mine to sell. They are hers, in my eyes. We've got The Devil She Knows. We've got Quicksilver, The 3 Lives of Kate K, Rewitched, Foxglove, My Roommate is a Vampire, Love Arranged, The Paradise Problem, and Assistant to the Villain. So, we've got quite a few, I say, fantasy on there over romances, because I feel like those were easier for me to pick up and actually read. They're all the ones leaning in my brain going, I just want to read them, I don't have to read them. So, let's spin this wheel. Like I said, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to DNF this, I'm removing this because I'm going to unhaul it. I'm not going to read it. So we're going to spin again because I'm not going to read that. There's no point in putting it back on my TBR for the month because I know I'm going to unhaul it. So, okay, I'm not mad. Okay, you can stop clapping now. I'm not mad with that. I won't lie to you. I am not the happiest about it, but we have got... Let me move this. That's not on there. Love Arranged by Lauren Asher on the TBR for the month. This is the third book in the Lakefront Billionaire series. Yeah, I've had it for a while. I haven't read a Lauren Asher book in quite a while either, and the problem I have is that I'm just scared because I think I read Love Unwritten near the end of last year and I did enjoy it, but I was scared to pick that one up for ages because I feel like I have so high expectations for Lauren Asher books because she was one of the first one of the first authors that I really got into a series of, and I loved the first the Dreamland Billionaire series. It's like a god tier series to me. No one could tell me otherwise. I loved them. I loved those books so much. So for me, then having like this series, and I loved Redesigned. I really did enjoy Love Unwritten, so I'm scared. I don't know why, but I am. But we need to read it, so hopefully this month I can get to it. But also, it is on the chunkier side, and obviously I said I've got a bit of a busier month, and I am trying to focus on revision for my theory more than I'm actually thinking of reading. I probably still read quite a bit, because I need to come up with TikToks and stuff to do. So we are. Let's see if I can get this to my TBR, because I also have got a video that I will be filming at the beginning of August. But I am filming, and you'll see at the end of the month, can I read my August TBR? So maybe we'll get that in that, we'll see. But yeah, that's the first book on our August TBR. Now, for my continue series continue series book, I usually think this through before starting the video, but I haven't actually thought it through this month. Oh, no, I have 4 choices to make. We've got between the Fighting Chance, Hat Trick, The Risk, and Bridesmaid Undercover. I should have said who they're by. Fighting Chance is by Mads Rafferty, Hat Trick is by Chelsea Curto, The Risk is by Elle Kennedy, and Bridesmaid Undercover is by Megan Quinn. They're all romance books. We've got 3 hockey romances and 1 just a normal romance. I really want a hockey romance, so I think we're going to take Bridesmaid Undercover out of that equation. Do I do a quick spinning wheel on Google? I really would like to get up to date with the Briar U series, because then I can move on to the next one, which is like the off-campus kids ones, Campus Diaries ones, I think they're called. But I also would love to continue the DC Star series, and I know Fighting Chance is very emotional. Okay, my answer is we're going with The Risk by Elle Kennedy. We are going with The Risk by Elle Kennedy. I think that was the first one that came to mind as well when I was thinking about what I was going to do. So we're going to go with that one. That is because it is the least amount of pages. So I'm just going to write that down because I will forget that after we've literally filmed this clip, and I need to keep a note. So we have our book from our series, our 2026 TBR. We now have to pick 6 prompts from my little prompt jar. So we've got pink ones that are book titles and white ones that are just prompts. I need to go back through my little bag that I keep all the ones that I've taken out in, because there were some pink ones in there that I pulled out the other month for my TBR, but I haven't read. so I need to put them back in. But we will get to that. I'll do that after the video. We'll just go with whatever's in here because I feel like that might be cheating if I do that. Let's get our first prompt. I will say this feels neatly folded, which means I knew it's new. So we have our first one. Okay, we have got one of the books I was going to choose. We've got Hat Trick by Chelsea Curto, which as our first pull from the prompt jar. So that's worked out quite well. I also do know that the other one, the Fighting Chance is not in here because I had not read Breaking Point. So that's 2 books that I really wanted to read in my August TBR. It's looking good. It's looking good. We got another pink one. Might be pink all day. What have we got? What have we got? Valentine's Day. This is a book that is on my Kindle. I bought on Kindle, and I'm pretty sure it's based around Valentine's Day and about girls who are like a friendship group that is kind of like falling apart. I don't know. How do I spell Galentine? Okay, 3. We picked 2 prompts. We've got 4 to go. I was trying because I wrote down the risk and I was getting myself confused. So let's try and get a white one so we can actually choose something off my actual physical TBR, because I feel like a lot of the pink ones are on my Kindle because I wanted to get them on my TBR. A book set in a country that's not your own. That's pretty simple and easy for this TBR because majority of them are not set in England. Now, I could pick one that I'm probably going to I'm definitely going to be reading. Let me see. Irish. Irish is not a country I'm in because that's not in England. I love to question that. Am I actually okay? I was like, is Ireland in England? Clearly not. Okay, this is an option. This is Sunburn by Chloe Michelle Howarth. Not sure how to spell that. I literally could just go for anything I'm feeling like inclined to want to read, and I'm tempted to pick something that's not a book I'm definitely going to read because I'm going to have to actually read that book anyway. But I also know I should probably pick a book that I know I'm going to have to read because I want to read my actual TBR. So is it like there's loads of books on my TBR that I really want to get to be honest, but. And I feel like I should not pick up the book I only got yesterday. Like, I really want to pick up The Wedding People. But I also know that I should not pick this up just yet because I only got it yesterday and there's books on the TBR that's been there for months. I'm really inclined to put this book on there because I really miss a Hannah Bonham Young book and I've been meaning to read this for so long. I'm assuming this is not based in England. Okay, we've got 2 options. I really know what I should put on there, but I know what I want to put on there. Okay, I think we're going to make it easy for ourselves and keep it between these 2, because if I go through my whole TBR, we'll be here for ages. It's between People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young and Sunburn by Chloe Michelle Howarth. So I'll quickly go through the back, or at least talk about the beginning. Prudence Welch has found solace in her introverted small-town life. Despite once dreaming of something different, she now finds contentment in her routines, working, writing and caring for her mother, who has early onset Alzheimer's. But as her mother's condition worsens, Prue feels her world slipping further out of control. Enter Milo Kabolukov... an enigmatic wanderer whose beat-up van covered with ill-advised bumper stickers rolls into town just when Prue needs a change. It's all too easy to let go with him. They strike up an unlikely friendship, which leads to a wild and sexy agreement between them. And then there's more, but I don't want to read the whole blurb. Back up here goes. It's the early 1990s, and in the Irish village of Crossmore, 15-year-old Lucy feels out of place. Despite her fierce friendship, she's always felt this way, and the conventional path of marriage and motherhood doesn't appeal to her at all. Not even with handsome and doting Martin, her closest childhood friend. Lucy begins to make sense of herself during a long hot summer when a spark with her school friend Susanna escalates to an all-consuming infatuation and very quickly to a desperate and devastating love. Fearful of rejection from her small and conservative community, Lucy begins living a double life, hiding the most honest parts of herself in stolen moments with Susanna. But with the end of school and the opportunity to leave Crossmoor looming, Lucy must choose between two places, two people, and two futures, each as terrifying as the other. Only one can offer her real happiness. See, I'm really excited for this book, and this is recommended by me by someone, and it's for a video coming up, and actually the video was not planned. Was planned after this thing was set up. Anyway, I'll explain that in that video. And so I should pick this up because I definitely am going to be picking this up. So I should put this on my TBR. But I'm going to put people watching. Did we see that coming? Anyone see that coming, or was it just me? Because I definitely saw that coming. I really like to put books that I know I might not get to on my TBR over ones I know I will get to because I have to read them. I was about to write that down. Don't need to write it down. Oh, my eyes are itchy. So it's 1, 2, 3. Where's that prompt? I just made that. 2, 3. 3 more prompts to go, guys. That actually took longer than I thought it would to pick that book. Oh, God. We're losing one. I picked up 3. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I can't open it. Oh, my God. Oh my God, it's been in ever so long. A really cute cover. I don't know why I show you this because I know you can't really see it. A really cute cover. I could have done people watching for that. Are you joking? No, we're not cheating. I ain't going back and taking it off. I have a lot of these. And this, again, is more leaning towards mood reading. Now, I love this cover. Like, I find this really cute, but I just don't think I'm in the mood for this book, like, right this minute, because I've heard it's very emotional, and I don't think I'm in the mood for an emotional book that's going to destroy me right now. I'm really in the mood of putting romances, as we're in the summer, and we're not, like, I feel like I'm going to be doing audiobooks of fantasy, so I feel like we need a summer romance TBR because September comes, it's autumn, and that's when I want to do my fantasy reading, supposedly. So I'm going to put Just Friends on here by Hayley Pham. I'll quickly read the back, why not? Don't know why I started doing this. A heartwarming and swoon-worthy romance about childhood friends reconnecting after years apart. Blair and Declan were inseparable growing up, best friends who knew each other better than anyone else. When an impulsive kiss took them from friends to something more, everything changed. But just as quickly as their romance started, one moment shattered it all. 4 years later, Blair is back in their coastal hometown of Seabrook to support her mum and care for her great-aunt Lottie. To make ends meet, Blair applies to work at a coffee shop, only to discover it's managed by Declan, the boy she loved, the boy she lost, the boy who still makes her heart race. As their paths keep crossing, old wounds resurface, secrets are revealed, and sparks reignite. But could their future ever be free of the past? I'm very intrigued. And I love Hayley Pham's YouTube, so I really want to get to it. And you know what really I love the most? Is 1, there is a handwritten note. 2, the chapters have things you can colour in. I honestly probably won't be doing that, at least straight away, but it is something I would love to do in the future. But I really want to get to this book, and it's such a cute cover. Like, look how adorable that is. And it's giving all those vibes, because this is giving full on summer. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 more prompts. Oh my God. 2 minutes to choose from, and I've got 2. This might not get read then this month. But the longest book on my TBR. You know how I'm doing? Can I read all my August TBR? Yeah, I'll choose this for the prompt, but I won't be reading it. Or I might. But you never know. I need to look at the pages. This is definitely not the longest, I just need to move it off the thing. How many pages is this? Oh my God. Trying to do this without spoiling the ending. 6, 3, 4. 2, 6, 3, 4. That's an option. Oh God. Definitely not this one. Right. Should also when I need the Boys of Tom and Billy's back on my TBR, because this would be the perfect time just to pick one of those ones up. I think I know what book it's going to be because no other one looks bigger than that, but let's look at this one. This is not even 600. Fucking hell. Oh, I guess I know what I'm putting on there. I wasn't really ready for it, but I should probably get to it. Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. This is, I got this for Christmas from Mum and Dad, and to be fair, I asked for it from Mum and Dad. To be fair, I do like the writing is quite big, so that makes it easier. I do not have this on Kindle, so I do need to read it physically, and this is a heavy book. What if I jumped? Okay, that's the first line. Right. I have zero idea what this book is about. Let's read the blurb. If you're not terrified, you're doing it wrong. The gods sent monsters to the 5 kingdoms to remind mortals they must kneel. I've spent my life kneeling to their will and to my father's. As a princess, my only duty is to wear the crown and obey the king. I was never meant to rule, never meant to fight, and I was never supposed to be the daughter who sealed an ancient treaty with her own blood. But that changed the fateful day I stepped into my father's throne room, the day a legendary monster hunter sailed to our shores, the day a prince ruined my life. Now I'm crossing treacherous lands beside a warrior who despises me as much as I despise him, bound to a future I didn't choose and a husband I barely know. Okay. Everyone wants me to be something I'm not, a queen, a spy, a sacrifice. But what if I refused a role chosen for me? What if I made my own rules? What if there's a power in being underestimated? And what if, for the first time, I reached for it? Okay. You know what? I know I was, hesitant, but I'm actually intrigued that I might, if I have time, because I feel like I'm going to prioritise, especially for that video, the shorter books over the longer books on my TBR to try and read as many for that video. But that's an intriguing one. That's a very intriguing one. And I'm looking forward to get to it. So we now have to pick our final prompt. Okay. One final prompt. We actually got more white to pink this month. A book that has a colour in the title. I know one, and it might actually be good as a good little, palette cleanser as not being a romance. But I know, I'm just going to double check I haven't got more than one. I know what I'm picking up. That's not it. Well. Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors. Blue. I'm really actually happy I got this on my TBR because I said to myself before I pick up The Wedding People, which I really want to pick up and read, I want to read this book. I don't know why, but I feel like because although I got this book this year, it's been on my TBR longer, and I'm trying to prioritise books that have been on my TBR a little bit longer than books that have just come on my TBR, unless they came on my TBR for a specific reason. Makes sense? I don't know. But I'm very excited to get to this, so since I started reading the blurb for every other book on this TBR from people watching onwards, let's go. A sister is not a friend. You're part of each other right from the start. The Blue Sisters have always been exceptional, exceptionally different. Avery's a straight-laced lawyer living in London, though she's keeping secrets that could undo her perfect life forever. Bonnie was a boxer turned bouncer in LA, but Ron reckless act has driven her out of the city, and Lucky's hard partying ways are finally catching up with her in Paris. Then there was Nikki, the beloved fourth sister, whose unexpected death a year ago left the others reeling. When the 3 remaining sisters reunite in New York to attempt to stop the sale of their childhood home, they find that it's only by returning to each other that they can navigate their grief, addiction and heartbreak and learn to fall in love with life again. So I feel like I could be mentally and emotionally destroyed by this book, but I think it's going to be a good one. So, yeah. This is going on my list of my TBR, which means we have our 6 books plus our 8 books, I should say. So, let's quickly do a rundown. We have got Hat Trick by Chelsea Curto. I think I might have screwed myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. No, I didn't. I had to double check that. I thought I picked more than one prompt and I freaked out. Sorry, we have Hat Trick by Chelsea Curto, which is 4th book in the DC Stars series. This is, I don't know who, I've forgotten who's, Hudson's book? Doesn't sound right. That sounds like the last book. It's someone's book. I can't remember who it is. I'm not going to get the blurb up now for you and tell you that one because we'll be here all night. We've got Valentine's Day. I actually should find out who the author of Valentine's Day is, though, because I feel like that might help you guys. Because, I mean, I'll pop the picture up when I've pulled it, but Rebecca Anderson, and it's a love letter to female friendship, if that helps you all. So I've got Valentine's Day. We have The Risk by Elle Kennedy. We then have Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors. We have Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. We have Just Friends by Hayley Pham. We have People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young. And last but not least, we have Love Arranged by Lauren Asher. I will quickly tell you the other 3 books I will be definitely reading for a video and probably in August. And that is Sunburn by Chloe Michelle Howarth, because I'm reading for a specific video. Really need to be careful, my laptop is underneath this. And I've forgotten what it's called. We got Rouge by Mona Awad. And then I've got a book I do not remember the name of. Where is it? Call Me By Your Name by Andre Ackerman. They are the books that I will be reading, hopefully, in August. So, stay tuned till September's wrap-up if I read all of these books. Probably won't have read all of them, but I've read some of them. That's all that matters. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Please comment down below. Please subscribe, and I'll see you again very soon with another video. Bye!